what was holding you back? Why were you single until 40?
It had to do with me waiting on God and God's will and all of that, and not embracing my responsibility in that process of making a decision to grow and to plug into something or someone that can open my eyes to a higher revelation. When I was single, my identity was tightly wrapped up in justifying my singlehood in the form of shifting blame as to this or that being the reason or the cause. And there was frustration mixed in with it. And whenever somebody tried to help me or to give me a broader perspective of the truth of the matter, if I didn't like the person, I would resist it, even if what they said was true.
That's interesting.
My own dad, recognized that I have commitment issues and I'm too picky. And the pickiness was a scapegoat, obviously, because then I don't have to make a decision. Well, the lack of decision making moving forward was rooted in a lack of confidence. When I had a lack of confidence, obviously, I don't want to be a liar. Nobody does. So you justify your reality with excuses and reasons and blame shifting, and even make that blame shifting and those scapegoats and excuses sound spiritual. In the form of it's God's will, or I just haven't met the right one, or haven't met somebody I couldn't do without is a common one we hear a lot. I'm called to be single. Deep down, way deep down, that's not true. So we have to justify our reality of what we're experiencing, and it's actually seeing marriage and having a wife or husband, whichever gender you're on, as it all being about us. Well, if marriage is all about us, well, guess what? It's missing the big picture of what the institution of marriage was created to in the beginning by God in the garden. It has to do with legacy and to be fruitful, multiply, which was a command of God to the original humans. Be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth. That command still stands. It was pre-law. It was before there even was a Bible in existence. And it's God's heart. Now, why is not everybody married? Well, everybody has a free will, and God honors our choices and allows us to choose.
Yeah.
So that's a long answer to your question, but this all came out of that. So
that's good.
There you go.
I like that. So, and it's interesting, like you said, people were telling you those things. They saw things in you, but because you didn't like their answer, or a person who was telling you that, you disregarded it or you pushed it away. And so, like, tell me why you listen to Carlos, who is a relationship expert, and why his opinion kind of got through your head.
Yes, great question. So first of all, I was basically almost 40 years old, very close to my birthday of 40. And the pain point of 2 decades of singlehood, if you start from my 20s, was high enough to where the pain of change was less than the pain of staying the same. And there's a lot of humbling that takes place in that process of being in the trenches of your own way of doing things long enough to where it's very, very obvious that something is not working. I'm either going to have to change and humble myself and become coachable, teachable, or keep going this path. And I was faced with asking myself the question: do I really want to continue being single like that until I'm 60? Why?
Yeah.
But just go through this life single? Yes, I was fulfilled. I was immersed in ministry work, but it was short-lived. The fulfillment therein was not lasting because I was designed to have somebody to do it with. I wasn't called to do it alone. I get it. We have God, Jesus, or whatever. We're not doing it alone. We're yoked with Him. However, God designed us to yoke up with a spouse to fulfill our mission upon the earth. And so I was just confronted quite simply with things that were so hard that I had a choice: either humble myself and recognize that I don't know what I don't know, or keep trying to knock my way through this and try to figure it out. Well, I haven't figured it out in 20 years. What makes me think I'm gonna figure it out in the next 20 years?
Yeah.
I'm obviously stuck. And so it was just massive humility. I mean, I've had lots of single friends, and still have some connections and friends that are still single to this day, that I've reached out to multiple times. They don't want to hear it. I get it. That used to be me. It is what it is. I recognize people are where they are, and we accept that. We love them where they are.
Yeah.
And the best we can do now is to love and honor and respect people's decisions without expectations, but still offer them, hey, you know what? We're here.
Yeah. You know, what I like about this process of fast track to marriage is that we're getting the step-by-step action and tools that actually work, right? I remember when I was single, and I had so many people would come up to me and say, Irina, you're so awesome. Why are you still single? I'm like, well, good question. Yeah, I wonder that too. And they say, okay, you should do online dating. Have you talked to so-and-so? Or have you done this? And mostly it's just from what they knew they would suggest, right? Which is great. But when you are in the time of your 40s and you feel like, what am I missing? Here you have clear steps to take towards that, right? And they're leading you and telling you exactly, do this first, then this, then that, and so on and so forth. So if you know how to follow directions, this is the proof that you can do this, right? And we have results, us and so many couples.
Yeah, there's this too. That the longer you stay in a certain rut in life, the higher the percentage of the chance that you are solidifying your decision, and you will remain that. And it is the very thing that we see in a lot of people that, as they get older, they, so-called get set in their ways. You can't teach an old dog new tricks type of quote, which I don't believe that's true. However, a lot of people do seem to walk that out and demonstrate that. And it's not that they can't, it's just they won't. Okay, so the longer we stay in a certain rut, a certain habit, a certain cycle in life, the more likely we are going to continue staying there. And if we do choose to stay there, oftentimes a deep-seated bitterness seals it with an unwillingness to humble ourselves and let go of pride and ego and say, you know what, I need to learn some new things, even if the person's younger than me. Follow the fruit. Is that if a person younger than us is getting good results, there's the fruit is there, follow the fruit and go with, find somebody who has the results they desire and go learn from them. Even if 90% of what they have is not the fruit you want, if they have a certain section of their life that has fruit that you want, learn from them in that area. You don't have to embrace everything else that's not the fruit you want. I'm just saying, we can learn something from everyone. The point I'm making is the longer we stay single, and this is the thing I was faced with. I was recognizing that if I continue staying single, I might never get married, because I am so stuck and so used to this is the only reality I've ever known in my life. Halfway through the average human lifespan, and I don't have a clue what it's like to be married. I have no grid for it, other than seeing people being married. Other than imagining what it could be like, I didn't know. That was not my reality. Being single is all I knew. And so it was comfortable, painfully comfortable.
Yeah,
You know, so what can I say?
that's good. That's very good. You know, there's so many things we can share on this too, and I I want to share this one thing with you. Kind of what you were sharing kind of got me thinking this is that if you think you can do it on your own and it's awesome, you you sure can. But think of this too is that if you really want to get married but you haven't gotten results yet, what's holding you back? You know? And the other thing too is that I remember I was thinking that too, because I'm like, well, I'm an attractive woman. I have my things together and I have this and this and this and that. I have everything that the man wants, really. So, interestingly enough, my cycles were to attract a man with my looks and my accomplishments. But do you want to be married to someone like that? Right? But what about friendship? What about being the best friend to someone? What about your mission? There's so many things that I was missing, and I was choosing man from the outer appearance and the list of things that they have on their resume in a way, you know? So it's a mindset and a mind shift, right? Mindset shift. So it's been incredible for us to not only be part of Fast Track to Marriage, to get there and to learn how to shift things, but also being in this for 3 years now and helping so many others. We've seen so many results fast. Like, it's amazing. Like you said, when you know, and you can get married fast enough when you meet that right person. And it's not that hard, actually.
Well, once I had the confidence to move forward, that's where I got on the fast track. I had the confidence to make a decision, and I had confidence in my decision because of the skills and the knowledge that I was implementing and had learned
Yeah.
through the fast track to marriage process that I learned from Carlos and Chantel Campos, who also officiated our wedding, by the way.
Yeah.
And so obviously when your confidence goes up, your communication levels follow that confidence. And guess what? Once you feel confident in something, you're able to commit. Guess what? We don't commit to something we don't have confidence in. Trust me. If you want to know where you lack confidence, just look at the areas in your life where you have commitment issues. Anything, not just relationships. I'm talking, you name it. Anything that requires commitment in your life will suffer if you don't have confidence in it. And likewise, if you have confidence, you will be committed to that thing in your life. And so those 3 C's, confidence, communication, and commitment, produces connection and community, which 3 C's produces the 5 C's. So we talk a lot about that in some of our other platforms where we share. But we welcome you to come over to our Fast Track to Marriage challenges, which we have a vision to do once a month. We'll see. Depends how the interaction is, how much they take off. They are at no charge, by the way. So you're free to plug in, learn, grow, implement, interact to whatever degree you want or don't want to. If you just want to watch and be a fly on the wall, you can. If you want to dive in and, be leading the pack and going for it, hey, it's the place to do it. It's where we got married, and now we're paying it forward by delivering that which we've received to bless the world with.
That's right. We'll see you there.
Oh yeah, see you there.
Bye, guys.